Hey, 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 it's Carmina. Hello, everybody. How was your weekend? I hope you had a great one, a restful one, and hopefully a fun one. As always, thank you so much for being here with me. And whether you're live or you're watching the replay, please take a minute to say hi and let me know where you're tuning in from. It's always so much fun to see where everybody is kind of connecting from. Today, the question of the day is, how do you stay motivated? And I have to tell you, this is one of the questions I get the most. Whenever I do a survey or I kind of reach out to my tribe to see what's on their mind, like what's causing them the most angst. And I have to say that is the number one thing that always comes up. It's always about motivation, right? And so today we're going to crack the code on motivation and discover how to sustain it so that you can see results. Because let's be frank, you can have the greatest program, weight loss program in the world. You can have a fantastic dietitian who puts in the most perfect plan together for you. But unless and until you follow that plan, guess what? Nothing is going to happen. And what's the fuel that keep us going? It's motivation. Hey, Carla. Hi. Thanks for joining. So this is what we're going to talk about today, how to sustain that motivation to keep it going. And before we get the show on the road, I'm going to ask you for a quick favor. If you would please, with Splenda on top, if you would share the video that you're watching right now with your family and friends, because you know the same reason that brought you here, somebody else might resonate with it too. It might be good information for them. So I'm going to take a minute to do it myself on the computer. And I would love it, absolutely love it, if you would do the same. Let's see. So if you are watching it live, so go ahead, click on that share button that's at the bottom of the video. And it's that simple. It will share it out with those you love. So here it is. I'm pressing send. All right. Okay, cool. Hey, Luann, I see you joined as well. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you. We're just sharing the video with our friends and family so that they can benefit from that information as well. There you go. Walk it off. Posted. All right. You guys done? You posted it? Thank you so much. As always, so much appreciated. Hey, Noha. I see you joining. Hi. Good to have you here. So, we're talking about being motivated. And for those of you who have not met me yet, my name is Carmina Mevs. I am a certified health coach, and I help working moms with stressful careers eat, move, and relax into their healthy and happy weight. And one of the things I think I'm most famous for, at least, internet famous for, is my 5-day challenge where I help women lose 1% of their body weight in 5 days without dieting, without deprivation, and without military exercises. So this is who I am and this is what I do. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. So let's dive in, shall we? All right. Are you excited about motivation? I know that's the number one question I get. So whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, I would love for you to answer a question for me. You ready? Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, okay, how easy for you to stay motivated once you've settled on a goal? So, 1 being it's very difficult, and 10, it's a piece of cake. Like once I have my goal, I'm ready to go and no problem, no issues staying motivated. So in the comment, just let me know, just write a number between 1 and 10 of how easy it is for you to stay motivated. 1 being it's very difficult, 10 being it's a piece of cake. Okay, you got it? Let me know. Carla is halfway in the middle. Okay, that's where most of us are. Luann is a 7. Good. Awesome. Cool. So perfect. This is the perfect topic for today. So we are going to crack the code. Jennifer is at a 6. Perfect. So you're all around the same range, and this is a very normal thing, right? So today we're going to crack the code on motivation. And today you're going to discover why you don't need willpower to sustain it and how to power through those off days, you know? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that by sharing 5 of my best weight loss motivation tips. All right? So there is obviously more to this than I can share in like 10-15 minutes. So if you'd like to go to dig deeper into this topic, be sure to stay till the end because I'm going to give you a way to do just that. All right, so let's dive in. My first tip to stay motivated is to stop trying so hard to be motivated, right? Because motivation is like the fuel, your car tank, right? Your car will move even if your tank is not full, right? Your car will move even if your tank is halfway, even if it's a quarter of the way. The problem is most of us were waiting to be pumped up and fired up in order to do something, right? So, and if we feel that we are not as motivated as we should be, then we consider even that to be a failure, right? So, the thing with motivation, and this is something that a clinical psychologist, his name is Joshua Klapow said, he said that the more you try to catch motivation, the more elusive it becomes. So my first tip for you is kind of relax a little bit about being motivated. Instead, what I would encourage you to do is to find a routine that will replenish your motivation, right? It's like staying clean. You know, in order to stay clean, there's a certain routine that you have to do. You have to brush your teeth, you have to comb your hair, you have to take a shower. You can't just do that one day and forget about it. You have to keep doing it in order to stay clean. So motivation, to sustain your motivation, you want to do something similar. And what I would suggest, and this is something I do myself every morning, I listen to what I call a self-talk. So self-talk is a program that was developed by, I can never say his name right, Dr. Hemstetter. So anyway, he has developed a series of audio programs that, you know, and they're developed in a specific way, right? So that you can listen to it as you go about your everyday and just listening to this, you know, the affirmations over and over again, that will encourage, you know, that would help you sustain your motivation. So that's one of the ways that you can, you know, on a daily basis, cultivate your motivation. Number 2 is to clear out clutter. Now, I want you to imagine that you just bought a new set of furniture and you want the movers to bring it in your house. What is the first thing that you have to do in order for the new furniture to come in your house? I'm curious if you guys can guess. What is the first thing you have to do right? When you buy new furniture, so let's say you're replacing your living room set, right? What is the first thing that you have to do in order for the new furniture to come in? I'm going to let you think about that for a second. And in the meantime, I'm going to say hello to Letitia. Jennifer, you got it. Exactly. You have to clear the old out, right? Because otherwise you won't have room for the new stuff. So when you're starting something like a weight loss program, right, you're going to be installing a lot of new things. So in order to do that, you have to clear out all the old stuff and make room for it. And this is an exercise that I do with all my clients, regardless of which program they're starting with me. I always have them do this exercise. Where it's a fun exercise, by the way. It takes maybe 10, 15 minutes to do, where they go through different areas of their lives. Sometimes it feels like it's unrelated to weight loss, right? For example, I have them take a look at their purses. I have to take a look at their emotional clutter, right? Like I said, it's a fun exercise. It doesn't take a long time, but what it does, it helps you reset, right? It helps you clear out the old stuff so that you can install the new things. Because I don't know about you, but one thing that I notice about myself is that when there's a lot of clutter in my life, whether it's my physical environment or my emotional and mental environment, if there's a lot of clutter, I'm not motivated to do anything, right? You kind of feel sluggish and you're dragging your feet. So try that out. Try clearing clutter in one area of your life and see how that fosters your motivation. Okay. And then also, what happens when you do that, you're practicing keeping promises to yourself, no matter how small those promises are, so that subconsciously you start to believe that you are going to do what you say you are doing. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Tip number 3, you have to stay clear of super skinny models. Okay? So there was a study that was done by a group of scientists in the Netherlands, and they had two groups of people. Like they were on a diet, and they gave them a food journal. So one group of people had a food journal with pictures of really skinny models, right? And then the second group had a journal that were, just not, was not related to weight loss at all. It was just a regular journal. And what they found was that the group that was giving the pictures of the skinny models, they actually gained weight, okay, as opposed to losing weight. And the reason that the researchers determined that was the case, it was because by looking at those pictures of those skinny looking women, it set, unrealistic expectations in the minds of the participant. And because it was so unrealistic, they just kind of gave up, because sometimes you might be going through the motions, like physically, but internally you've checked out, you've given up, right? So what I would advise you to do is to look for role models of women with real curves in real life, right? One of my favorite role models is Christina Hendricks. She is Joan in Mad Men. I don't know if you ever watched that show. I found her to be so elegant, so at ease with her body. She is not the skinny type at all. But this is kind of what we want to look at and be inspired with, as opposed to looking at those impossible size 0s and size 2s, because that does nothing for us but give us the sense that We could never achieve that ideal, so why bother, right? But even better than this, I would encourage you to find a picture of yourself at your healthiest, okay? And use that as an inspiration. And the reason I say that is because, you've been that size, right? And therefore, this is your own body. So it's easier for your mind to believe it than to believe it from looking at somebody else. So, something for you to try. Tip number 4, you want to ditch daily weigh-in. Now, the scale is helpful, right? So that you know how you're progressing, right, in your journey. You want to have a way of measuring your progress. However, studies have found that when you weigh yourself daily, it has the reverse effect of helping you to lose weight. Now, where daily weigh-in can become useful is if you are at the weight that you want to be at and you want to maintain it. So once you're in maintenance mode, weighing yourself daily is helpful. But if you have not reached your goal, I would encourage you to weigh yourself maybe once a week, probably, once every 2 weeks is better. Instead of looking at a particular weight as your goal, right? So let's say, for example, you want to lose 20 pounds. 20 pounds is your outcome goal, right? This is when at the end of the program, this is where you want to be. I would encourage you, though, not to look at that number on the scale to determine whether you're successful or not. Instead, what you want to do, you want to set for yourself some action goals. So for example, whether it's walking 20 minutes a day or eating 3 servings of vegetables and fruits a day, right? So what you're measuring and you're using to calculate your success is how you're following, your action steps, as opposed to focusing on the number, which is going to discourage you because it never goes as fast as we want, right? And sometimes you are making progress, but it's not going to be reflected on the scale itself. So I want you to measure the action steps that you're taking towards the goal as opposed to your ultimate goal, which is to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds, whatever it is. Okay, does that make sense? Cool. And finally, the last tip that I have for you for sustaining your motivation is to control or confront your fears. Because sometimes it's not that you're lacking motivation, it's simply that you're afraid. And I know right now you're saying, but why would I be afraid of losing weight? Like, Carmina, that doesn't really even make sense. So I know, so let me explain what I mean. There are a few reasons I can think of why people would be afraid of losing weight. Some of us might be afraid of the deprivation that we have to put ourselves through, right? Because usually when we think diet, we think of all the things we can't eat, all the comfort food that we won't no longer have access to, and that, induces fear. Or it could be all the physical exercise and the pain, the aches that we have to go through, right, to lose weight. But more, beyond the pain of deprivation and physical exercise, it could also be that you are afraid of the person that you're going to become when you lose the weight, right? And how that may affect the relationship that you have with people that you know and love. Some relationships that we have are built around food, right? It could be that you're afraid that you have a best friend, right? And the way you guys spend time together is around food. And you're afraid that once that disappears, that you're going to lose that relationship. Sometimes we are also afraid of attracting unwanted attention, right? So by losing weight or looking good and looking, getting your sexy back, that is going to attract certain attention that you may not want or may not be ready for. Okay? So there is so much more I have to say on that topic, but we have to keep it short. But anyway, these are my five, my best five motivation tips when it comes to losing weight. Now, one of the cornerstones of my programs, Carla, excellent, afraid of failure. That is so true because so many times a lot of us have tried that losing weight thing before and we have failed miserably. And we are afraid of trying one more time and having to be disappointed again. So thank you for bringing that up. This is so true. So anyway, you guys, I hope this was hopeful and this was valuable for you. And one of the cornerstones of my weight loss programs is about elevating the conversation inside your head, because weight loss is first and foremost an inside job. So I am so excited to share some of those strategies with you. I have a beta program that I'm running right now, so I'm looking for beta testers. So if you are interested in finding out how you can be a beta tester for my latest program, it's called the Belly Slim Down Intensive. Send me a message on Facebook, or if you have my email, on email, and I will let you know how you can qualify to be a beta tester. All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful, and I would love to hear from you. Which one of the tips I shared sound the easiest for you to implement? Okay, so I'm just going to run really quickly down the tips I shared with you. We talked about implementing a daily motivation routine. That was one. So if that's what you want to try, type one in the comments. If you're going to try out clearing out the clutter in different areas of your life, type the number two. If you're going to steer clear of skinny models, type number three. And if you are going to ditch the daily weigh-in on the scale, type number four. And if you're open to confronting your fears, type number five. Okay? So let me know which one of those tips feels the easiest for you to do right now. Okay? And while you're thinking and typing, I want to remind you again, if you are interested in being a beta tester for my latest program, please send me a comment. The Belly Slim Down Intensive is designed to give you the personal support and step-by-step guidance that will help you lose weight and ditch diets forever while enjoying the foods that you like and feeling fully supported by me and others in the group. So again, Letitia said five. Okay, great. Confronting your fears. That's a great place to start, Letitia. All right. Not easy. That's true. And I would pick one of those fears, right, that you want to kind of look at and kind of dive into. Carla said number three, steering clear of the skinny models. That is a good one to do as well. Excellent. So you guys, thank you so much for being here with me, whether you watch live or you watch the replay. I am so inspired by your commitment to show up for yourself and reach your best self. So again, if you have any questions about the beta program, feel free to reach out to me. Send me a PM, a private message, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Wednesday, same time, same place. All right. Have a good night. Bye, everyone. Take care.